championships, that of Mahwah United Jersey Bank, and Temesvari opens with a winner.
15-11.
Graf has won every one, but she said that she much rather would have played Stacey Martin, who doesn't get quite the high roll on the topspin that Temesvari does.
That's exactly right. And plus, Temesvari, I mean, she's very, very powerful. You know, Temesvari doesn't really have a slice. She's not going to take the pace off the ball, so it's almost as if she's playing a bigger version of Monica Seles. She's going to be swatting all of these balls.
That's wide.
Great second serve. Great second.
Yeah, and she showed some terrific second serves against Stacey Martin. We were peering off the back of our tower every once in a while. Ooh. She's strong, no doubt about it. She's young. She can play 2 matches like this.
You just saw Andrea Temesvari try something. This is what she's learned 2 years away from the tour, a slice backhand. But it was short.
And she's coming in.
A little hesitation there. If she just gotten in closer, taking the ball in the air.
She's anxious to do well against Graf.
Ooh, what a serve.
When you haven't been in a final for 4 years.
You know, what's really nice about Temesvari's game, she has a much bigger serve than Ferrando. Ooh, and she is really going for it, too. I mean, you're not going to really see her pooping any little second serves.
Good second serve. Second deuce. She's missed 6 first serves in this game. And a break point.
Now, Temesvari can just resist that urge to go for too much. I mean, she's got a lot of power, and she's one of the few able to put Steffi Graf on the defensive, but she just has got to, you know, get a few more balls in.
I think she's a little anxious.
Yeah, a little anxious, and you'll overhit when you're anxious. Great serve.
Very good second serve jam. Third deuce. And this is a big game for Temesvari. She's seeing all these quick matches that Graf has had and people getting bageled all over the place. She wants to get on the board right away. And she's missed 8 first serves. It's going maybe a little too stronger.
Well, she's absolutely going for the flat serve on it. That ball has no spin on it, so nothing's there to keep it in. It's a great second serve again.
Ooh, she caught the line. I thought it might have been wide. And the passer sets up another break point.
Well, you know, you have that extreme grip. You know, she doesn't have what you call like a handshake grip. It's like moved over so her hand is underneath the racket. It's tough to follow.
And Andrea finally got a first serve in. And gets the point.
And she was very lucky there. You know, Graf hits the short ball, Temesvari comes in, and she doesn't really have a slice or a drive forehand. You know, she has that big topspin forehand, so she's not going to really get that much of a shot off of that.
Good first serve. But another break point. third break point. There have been 4 deuces. Umpire is Phil Thompson. And you saw one of our cameras, or you heard it in the background blowing over. The wind is tremendous up here in the booth. That's wide. Deuce.
5th deuce.
Phil Thompson, the umpire. On the line. She got it.
I don't know what kind of volley that was. I mean, it was amazing.
Then it's
Temesvari looks great coming in here, but watch this. She absolutely hacks this baby. And she is so lucky that went in.
That was what Red Auerbach of the Boston Celtics would call his Chinese volley. Oh, and so Temesvari, despite 3 break points and 5 deuces, has the first game.
May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back.
Hawaii's leader, Budget Rent-A-Car, gives you the best car service and value with free admissions, meals, and gifts on all islands, so you can have the best time ever.
And until we meet again, aloha and the best of everything.
This year, see Europe from an American point of view. With daily service to 9 cities, including new service to Lyon, Brussels, and Hamburg. American Airlines, something special to Europe.
Colt presents the one Japanese comparison that hasn't been made yet. Totally redesigned, Colt looks like the car of the future. The sushi looks like bait. Colt's quite a value at about $3 a pound. Sushi, over $19 a pound. And Colt's new styling will stay fresh for years. The Sushi 1, 2 days tops. Now get 2.9% financing or up to $1,000 cash back on Colt.
So you've just seen something that has never happened in Mahwah this year. An opponent has come out here and won the first game from Steffi Graf.
That's a pretty amazing stat.
So there'll be no bagel. In the first set anyway, as we watch Graf serving. Graf, winner of 61 of 63 matches. 15 love. That's a seasonal mark, 61 and 2 for Graf. Long. 30. Well, that was a good game for Temesvari to survive. 5 deuces, 3 break points, and to assert herself, even though she missed 10 first serves.
Ooh, baby, they call that serve out. Ooh.
Well,
whoa. There's the big topspin of Andrea Temesvari. A little too much.
So Steffi Graf in 4 points has evened the score at 1-1. 1 game all. wrong. Steffi Graf has made 3 unforced errors. And this match is being televised not only for you, and nationwide, but it's also being seen in the British Isles and Germany, of course. Because Germany wants to know every little move this kid makes.
Well, there is kind of a swirling wind down there on the court.
Yep.
Andrea Temesvari, she hits the ball with a lot of action on it. It's not just your basic top spin. This ball really moves when she hits it.
She banged that, but it was wide.
And you see on that backhand how she kind of whips it through. That's where she gets that action she puts on the ball.
Now you can see the flag. Not always an indication of how it is. Ace for Temesvari, her first. But in this small stadium, I suspect that the wind is doing just as it is on the flags above.
Well, sometimes it can fool you, Bud.
Oh, yes.
Sometimes,
oh, yes.
Well, especially even at the Canadian Open, if you lobbed up where the flags were, it was nothing like it was on the court.
Second double fault for Temesvari. Takes her into trouble again. She's had a point for a 2-1 lead.
Temesvari, she has very strong legs. She's a good mover. She's 5'11". She moves well for her height. Actually, she moves well for somebody who's shorter.
Yeah, she's looking like a much better player than we last saw her in Paris in '86.
But as you can tell, sometimes she goes for stuff. It's a little bit inexperienced in match play. You know, and she's playing Steffi Graf, wants to do well, and sometimes you think, oh, I've got to go for the quick point.
Yeah, like that. So it's deuce for a second time. Temesvari has had 3 points to go ahead here. Playing it well. Net point for Temesvari, and she leads 2 games to 1. Temesvari in the far court.
Temesvari's really moving the ball around, hitting it deep, and she sneaks in behind this now. This is her crazed little kind of slice volley, and boy, does she cut it close.
Well, perhaps a little lucky, but the intent was absolutely correct. Come in and take advantage of that short ball. So there you see the points at net. Graf not taking advantage, not coming up on those big mooners. Thank you. So Steffi Graf serving at 1-2, and this is the first time she has trailed in the tournament, although they're on serve.
Yeah, I really like this. Andrea Temesvari, away from the tour for a couple of years. She did not have a slice backhand when she was on tour. She would have never hit that, and if it was the only shot to hit, no way she would have tried that. And I like it that she's using it in this match to change it.
Ace for Graf, her first.
There's that change of pace.
Well, Temesvari thought it up herself. She says she doesn't have a coach. She's looking for one. But she said marriage has turned her right around. Her husband talked to her this morning and said, looks like you're doing okay without me, kid. Andreas Trunkas.
Yeah, he plays the keyboard, bass, songwriter.
Composer, yeah.
I actually asked if he sang. She said, oh no, keyboard, bass.
Well, he'll sing if she wins this match, I'll tell you. He'll chirp to the stars. Six times they've played. Graf's won them all.
40-15.
That was just a little over anxious because, boy, she hit a great shot. Graf was jumping to hit that slice backhand. And that's what Steffi Graf said in the interview. It's a lot tougher to play Andrea because she hits that high topspin just like Gabriella Sabatini. But actually, Sabatini does not move as well as Andrea Temesvari.
A lot of unforced errors for Graf. 7 already.
Well, Graf played on this court this morning at 10 o'clock, and there was no wind. Absolutely none.
Well, that's one of the Mahwah surprises. Never the same for very long. John Korf brought the tournament here as the promoter. With his chief aide, Ronnie Miller. And another good sneak, but she didn't sneak far enough. 2 games all.
Well, when she gets herself a good coach, her coach can work on that technique a little bit. I mean, she's a little bit, has too many moving parts in her volley.
But at least she's trying.
Yes,
I like
and
that.
boy, is she trying it at the right time, too.
Very good approach.
You know, and she's doing something different here, obviously. Temesvari can hit the ball from the baseline, but she's mixing it up. She's throwing a few lobs. She comes in. Steffi's got to guess what she's doing.
Ace number 2 for Temesvari.
Oh, nice serve.
3 games to 2 for Andrea Temesvari. Oh, she has as many games as anybody against Graf. As Steffi Graf, who I wouldn't say is panicking, but she hasn't faced a situation like this in this entire tournament. 2-3, she's serving, no breaks as yet. She missed out on 3 break points against Temesvari in the first game. 15 love.
Well, she doesn't face it very often, but when she does face things like this, she responds pretty well. She played Zina Garrison in the finals of San Diego and was down 4-2 and I think 4-3 in the first and second set and came back and won.
Andrea Temesvari, only 23, on a comeback after a 22-month layoff. 40 love. Ace. For Graf, she has 2. They're 2 apiece.
Steffi Graf, both hands are up. She pushes with her legs and gets that great racket head speed.
So Temesvari serving at 3 games all. Graf has allowed 9 games in the tournament, 3 of them to Temesvari.
Well, they always say the 7th game is the most important game of the match, and here it is, and Temesvari is serving.
I never got there. I wouldn't know.
Steffi Graf just moves the ball around, and here you can see her feet just adjusting, and she waits till Temesvari makes her move and hits for a winner.
15-30. Temesvari had a good idea. I don't think Graf would have gotten that ball, but it's 15-30. And a fine serve. 30-0.
This obviously is the best serve she's faced. I'm including Hana Manlikova's in there because Temesvari, really, she misses her first serve, but she's got a big kick serve.
Ace number 3 for Temesvari. 40-30.
Andrea Temesvari is 5'11". She just gets up for that ball. Boy, that height really adds something to your serve.
40-30. She has a point for a 4-3 lead. Miss hit, but good.
Ooh,
And draws an unforced error. So Andrea Temesvari, is she competing? She's held serve 4 times, leads 4-3. We're going to come back. And the right time to approach. The wind brought it in.
Temesvari makes the right move here. It was high up in the air, and she's right there. She's going, oh, please, look at her reaction there.
Long. Ooh. 15-0.
Now, the difference between Andrea Temesvari and Steffi Graf's other opponents of this tournament is that Temesvari is now keeping Graf behind the baseline.
That's long. 30-15. So Andrea Temesvari, this is her 14th tournament. She's put in a heavy schedule. She's won 19 and lost 13 matches. This is by far her best tournament. 40-15. Graf. 4-all. Graf, 4-game goal.
And Steffi Graf, always on the alert, always ready. She waits until Temesvari has made her move and then hits behind her. That is a great play.
So Andrea Temesvari had a rocky first game, 3 break points, missed 10 first serves. 15-11. Came out of it, and it's 4 games all.
And actually, she's nailing her first serve now. She's really hitting that ball in, even though it's flat.
30.
And Graf isn't having any time to hit that big forehand topspin. She's been chipping it back a lot. Whoops.
Well, she shouldn't have let that drop. But Steffi shouldn't have stayed back.
Whoops. Whoa. Graf with the mid-hit. Steffi Graf maybe, made a mistake letting it drop, but she had a sitter there.
Sure did. a winner. Andrea Temesvari goes ahead 5 games to 4.
Team Temesvari. Temesvari leads 5 games to 4. Ball change.
Wow.
That was a great play by Temesvari. And what she does, she sets herself up here. She waits. She plays Graf's forehand instead of her backhand. Graf belts it. And Temesvari, technically, great volley.
So, Andrea Temesvari, you'll say, of course, you've heard of her. She won the U.S. Clay Court Championship in 1983 and 1985. She won the Italian Open in 1983, a year in which she won 3 tournaments. And then silence. A brief appearance to win the French Open doubles alongside Martina Navratilova in 1986. Then overweight, unhappy, declining, and out 22 months. Married, ebullient again because she always was a kid with a wonderful nature. Picked up English very quickly, Hungarian, and picked it up with a good sense of humor. Understood the idiom, much like Martina Navratilova. So Graf, serving. Am I correct to try to save the set? 4-5. Wow.
15 love.
On this particular service game, like she did in the first point, she's got to make Steffi Graf hit some balls. In the last couple service games, Graf really hasn't had to work too hard. Oh, great shot. Great return of serve.
So, Andrea Temesvari is 3 points from winning the first set.
It's a long 3 points.
Oh, yes. Up from here to Jackson, Mississippi, maybe. But you never know. And 2.
Oh, very casual.
30-15.
Boy, that was for 15-30. Instead, the point goes to Graf, 30-15.
And you know, Bud, remember when I was talking about inches? Graf gives you inches here and there. That was one of those inches, and it could come back to haunt her.
Five games all.
5 games all.
Temesvari on a season record winning streak for herself, 4 in a row. Graf has won 16 matches in a row.
Love 15.
They last played in 1986, 3 years ago, on a hard court. Second round of the U.S. Open, Graf won 6-1, 6-0.
15 all.
Same third point of the game, and that will hurt.
15-30.
Any shot she hit was a winner, except that one.
But, you know, that's the way Steffi Graf makes you play. You think you have to drill it into the ground. You have to bounce it out of the court. Instead, you make the air.
Well, that's an ugh, and she's thinking about it.
Yeah. But you just have to pull back here and kind of keep playing the same way. She's playing great.
Whoops. And suddenly, set point.
15-40.
Excuse me. It's a point to break. Point to break. It's 5 games all. 15-40. Now she makes it.
Great point. Temesvari sets it up with a
30-40.
big serve. It just rips the back of the line off. And she powers his forehand. Graf has to use the slice. This time she makes the volley.
Still break point. Ooh. Breaks herself with her third double fault. And it's 6-5 for Graf, who will now serve for the set. And Temesvari, I'm sure, ruffled by that terrible volley she missed, which would have given her 30-15 in the game. And let's look at that point once again, the third point of the game. It was 15-0.
She really set this point up well. Once again, the big serve sets it up. She powers the ground serve. This time she approaches down the middle. Not a bad volley. Graf's at the disadvantage here, and she really has it, but you can see she's just winding up to give it that little extra something, and she makes the error.
Breaks herself with her third double fault.
It's Pavel Schleusel in pink hat there,
Coach of Graf.
and he's actually sitting next to Steffi's father, Peter Graf.
Peter Graf, the father, Steffi Graf, left the screen. Blue shirt.
And
Here's
here's
Ted Tinley,
right.
the Archbishop of this game. Great historian, raconteur, master of ceremonies. So, can Temesvari break and get it into a tiebreaker? Well,
Andrea Temesvari is really taking some chances, but she's doing the right thing. Nice slice, but look at this little delicate volley.
so it's love 15. Wide.
15-all.
But you're right, Joanne. Why not take chances against the #1 player in the world? You're not going to win if you don't.
And it's not exactly a crapshoot down there for her. I mean, she's taking the right kind of chance. Great return. Whoa.
Wrong.
Now, see, that's the wrong kind of chance there. She had to work the ball around a little bit more before going for a winner up the line. What Andrea Temesvari does to Steffi Graf is she gets Graf to sometimes chip her forehand. And that's the key. If you can do it on your serve or with the big topspin, and Temesvari has both.
It's 30-all. And set point.
40-30.
So, Steffi Graf wins the opening set. 7-5. No surprise that she did win the first set, but a pleasant surprise that Temesvari competed with her all the way. That's long.
15 love.
Andrea Temesvari, she's doing well on her serve. She just had that one bad game. But she's got to make Steffi Graf work a little bit more on her serve because only 2 games in that last set went to 40-30 on Graf's serve.
Got the line.
Right.
30 love.
Oh, nice shot by Graf.
40-15.
She just pegged that slice backhand down the line.
Ace for Temesvari. She has 4. And a good serving game.
Temesvari, first game, second
All
set.
5 first serves in, and when you consider the first game of the last set, in which she barely won the game through 5 deuces and 3 break points, Temesvari missed 10 first serves, so she wound up serving 50% for the first set. She pulled herself together after an abominable beginning, and this is, of course, as you see on your screen, UJB. That stands for United Jersey Bank, and Jim Holzinger, who is the bank's representative here, as he has been for many years in Mahwah, and United Jersey Bank, Mahwah, Ramapo College, a triumvirate here. And let's be straightforward. What does this do for the United Jersey Bank?
It's for the community. I mean, the bank has been sponsoring it. The bank gets us money out of the community, and we like to give something back, and this is part of what we do. I mean, this is, aside from an awful lot of tennis aficionados in North Jersey area, this is a carnival affair out here, and we love it. Aside from
ready for play.
the 2 ducks that had to be around for the weather this week and the way you folks have handled it to get to the finals now, we're delighted. So it's...
All right. Now, Jim Holzinger, what about your own benefits? I know you play tennis. Does something seep out? And are you improved after this week from watching these wonderful women?
No question.
Great.
No question.
Great. Jim Holzinger, United Jersey Bank. Glad to have you with us once again. And Joanne Russell and I are both glad to be here. I'm Bud Collins, and this is really one of our favorite places, one of our favorite tournaments, because it's such a pleasant place, and everybody's so friendly. In Mahwah, we met the mayor today. He even smiled. Imagine that, a smiling mayor. Graf.
15 love.
Steffi Graf, always ready to take advantage of the short ball. She chips, comes in, looks, she's ready for the next ball, but the chip was enough.
Steffi Graf served 80% of the first set.
30 love.
That ain't bad.
Well, that could be one reason why Andrea Temesvari only got to 40-30 twice. But she's just got to put a little more pressure on Graf's service games. You know, it's tough to make Graf nervous, that's for sure. She never looks nervous, no matter what the situation.
But she's human. And this is undoubtedly better for her,
30-15.
being tested as she prepares for the U.S. Open, than to wade through everybody.
Because when she went to the French after losing to Gabriella Sabatini after having streaks, and she said, oh, well, it's okay. It doesn't make any difference. And she was pretty upset when she lose to Sabatini. Twice at Amelia Island.
So I'm Bud Collins with Joanne Russell. The best player in the world, Steffi Graf, leading 7-5, love 1. Final of the United Jersey Bank Classic, Mahwah, New Jersey, campus of Ramapo College. Long.
Game drop. 1 game all.
1 game all. Temesvari, Hungarian, originally coached by her father, Otto Temesvari, who was an Olympic basketball player for Hungary in 1956. She's now on her own, married, and ready to resume as a top flight player. Her second match of the day. Unusual situation. Because of rain, both Graf and Temesvari had to play their semifinals earlier today, starting at 10 in the morning. Temesvari completed hers.
I mean,
12:30.
Right. Starting at 10.
A long battle with Stacy Martin. And was given 1 hour's rest under the rule, and now maybe she's starting to feel it.
Well, physically she doesn't look bad, but you know what it is? Mentally you get tired playing Steffi Graf. Say you're playing her and you're not making a dent on her serve, and all that pressure's on your shoulders to hold. And that's the part that makes you tired.
That's right. Graf, and she has a break point right away.
Love 40.
Graf breaks through right away and has a 2-1 lead, with Fräulein forehand beginning to exercise that gigantic forehand, and she played only 15 games in beating Linda Ferrando. And let's go to a championship moment. Another of our ongoing features here at Mahwah is brought to you by Michelob Dry Beer. One taste, I suspect you'll drink it dry. If you're like my Uncle Studley, it won't even take one taste. And here's 1985. Steffi Graf is 16 and is beaten in this championship moment against Kathy Rinaldi of Martin Downs, Florida. Rinaldi, far court, a long point in which the sort of tennis Rinaldi specialized in those days. Rinaldi won one match here and lost in the second round this year. And this point is going to go to Rinaldi along with the championship. But Steffi came back to win 2 titles and is going for a third here. And she takes the ball with a winning lead, 7-5, 2-1.
That's the difference between Graf and everyone else. She seems to get stronger as the match goes on. When it's tense in the beginning against Temesvari, they look pretty equal, and now Steffi Graf looks like she is miles ahead.
Well, she is a true champion, one of the all-time champions already at the age of 20. Her spot assured in the International Tennis Hall of Fame in Newport, Rhode Island, whenever she retires. And that's why we're so lucky to bring you a double dip of Graf today, because regardless of the outcome here, you're seeing one of the very best ever to swing a racket. Temesvari not comfortable up there, but at least she's trying, and that should help her in the future.
Andrea Temesvari approaching on not a bad shot, but her volley is down the middle to Graf's forehand. Mistake number 1.
Graf.
3-1. Now,
3 games to 1.
Graf has been playing beat the clock here in Mahwah, averaging 43 minutes for her 4 victories. And can anybody get to an hour?
Well, it's pretty unusual when a first set goes 7-5, and it is just barely over 30 minutes.
36 minutes it took. So Temesvari, can she be the only one to go past the hour mark?
Up 15.
the Laviano clock in the corner of the enclosure, and it's up to 47 minutes. Legs will win that one.
Now, Andrea Temesvari would not have tried this shot in the first set. She was playing too well, and mentally she was fresh, and Graf here just takes an advantage of a mental mistake by Temesvari.
Well, I think Temesvari is suddenly feeling the weariness. She played 32 games in her semifinal. Lasted more than 2 hours. And Steffi played 15 games. In a very short match.
Oh, beautifully 6-5 from Steffi Graf.
Another great point. Love quarter. Great point.
What does that tell you when somebody runs down your bullet forehand and it still goes over the net?
Kind of discouraging, isn't it?
Well, it is. You even win the point, but it puts fear into your heart that she's going to run on every ball you hit over. Double fault.
So, Temesvari breaking herself with her fourth double fault. 4-1 for Graf.
Graf leads 4 games to 1.
So let's go back to the third point of the game. It's love 30. With Temesvari serving. And here it is.
Andrea Temesvari using that big top spin. Steffi Graf just takes it on the forehand there. She disguises it. Temesvari is running the wrong way, looking back, saying, drop shot? Unbelievable.
So now Graf, the Express, is fired up. Plenty of coal in the boilers. And look at this. What Graf has done at Mahwah. Chance Rinaldi's been a bit noir. 2 wins over Steffi. Otherwise, it's been all Steffi. Last year, Nathalie Cosiat of France. 86. Molly Van Nostren of Brightwaters, New York. And at 87, Steffi was ill and couldn't play here. She likes it here. She says she likes the quiet. She likes the atmosphere. She's going to stay in this neighborhood to practice for the U.S. Open, which begins a week from Monday at Flushing Meadow. I'm sure that when promoter John Cork brought her to Mahwah, she'd never heard of the place, but it's grown on her. She on it. It's become one of the revered tennis datelines. New Jersey, which in Indian language means female battleground. That's only the second unforced error for Steffi in this set. She's cut him way back.
Boy, she missed 2 first serves there by about 3.
Yeah, she had 11 unforced errors in the first set.
For anything too ridiculous.
Well, a lot of the top local journalists here, led by the Dean, Al Picker. Mike Selicic is here. Hanger Brand. and 3 unforced errors in a row take the Graf to new territory. First break points against her. And she's missed 3 first serves in this game, which is a high. And another and that cuts the Graf lead to 4 games to 2. Her first loss of serve in the tournament.
Graf leads 4 games to 2.
Imagine that. So, it can happen. Temesvari.
Service game with Steffi Graf could give Andrea Temesvari that little motivation she needed to get back in this match. Stranger things happen.
15 all.
Can't make an error like that, though.
No. Where are you, Andrea?
Steffi Graf has obviously found the weakness of Andrea Temesvari. You know, most people think Graf just runs out on the court and hits the ball as hard as she can. Well, so far we've seen big points where she plays the ball behind Temesvari. Temesvari obviously runs better to the open court.
Net cord, it goes for Temesvari. However,
Steffi Graf never say die. Net court, and this ball is right next to the net. She gets a good bounce because it bounces up, but Temesvari thinks, no way she can get that ball.
break point and a second serve at 15:40. Net cord. And Temesvari is long. It is 5-2 for Steffi Graf, who will be serving for the championship.
5-2.
5-2. So we're going to return in that game to the break point, setting up the break point.
Steffi Graf, always on the move, constantly positioning yourself, using that slice backhand to move the ball around the court, take the pace off. But here's the big point. She handles that pace of Temesvari so well. Temesvari's now out of the point, and Steffi Graf waits till the last minute, hits behind Temesvari for the winner.
So, Steffi Graf is on the verge of yet another championship. This would be her 38th.
Time.
It's her 49th final as a professional. She's won 61 of 63 matches this year, only 2 losses to Gabriela Sabatini and Araújo Sanchez Vicario. Sabatini at Amelia Island, Florida. Sanchez Vicario, of course, in the French Open final. Ace for Graf. She has 3. Temesvari has 4. And here are match points for Steffi Graf. And she ends it with a near winner. 57 minutes, so Temesvari didn't make the hour mark, but she did play a splendid match. A splendid match by Steffi Graf. 7-5, 6-2, the 38th professional title of her career, and we'll return with the presentation ceremonies.
First, I went, it was February, I think, in Washington, and they did an x-ray, and they said approximately 6 feet tall, because the doctor, when he looked at me, thought that I'm stopped growing now, that usually the kids at 16, they stop growing, and actually told me this is where I'm going to start growing. So, I mean, I'd rather not be 6 feet tall, to tell the truth, but I still don't believe